Hello. India's heartbeat is its villages. Self-reliance of the village is the goal of the nation, said the father of the nation. These verses reveal the intensity of Gandhiji's concern for the poor. Only a self-reliant village can take care of the basic requirements such as food and health of the poor villager. All through the years after independence, multifarious attempts have been made by the government and voluntary organizations to achieve self-reliance of the villages and thereby save the poor of the country. But mutilating all those sincere efforts to ensure least food and health security for the marginalized groups, the current global economy constantly shows its ugly face of uncontrollable price hikes. And the reasons projected thereof are always obscure and of least concern for the affected. Our government openly expresses in the parliament its inability to bring down the prices of food commodities despite inflation control. And the World Bank declares food prices are going up alarmingly. As the prices of grocery and vegetables constantly increase, over 40 million people have fallen below the poverty line. This kind of inflation is indeed a matter of serious concern. Perhaps the prevalence of the situation neither stops at the regional nor the national but the global level. Whatever may be, the first blow in our country falls upon the entire 42% of the population, and obviously the rural mass becomes the worst hit. The frequent inflation of food commodities, inevitable for withholding human life and survival, always sink in silence before a few popular items like crude oil, which alone are widely highlighted. When the prices of such basics go up, naturally they pull up along the prices of all other commodities at the grassroots. Owing to attractive salaries and considerable money flow in selected sectors, the so-called middle class of these days are least bothered about such hikes. Obviously, the affected are the poorest of the poor, who are constrained with limited income and consumer choices and are always voiceless to express their adversity. They indiscriminately fall prey to the frequent price instability of a number of food items, though they are native in nature. Kanyakumari district is an agricultural district. Lying between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea, its topography with adequate water sources is congenial for farming and agriculture throughout the year. In fact, agriculture is a way of life and means of livelihood for the inhabitants. Climatically and environmentally, it is blessed with the potential of producing a variety of vegetables and fruits like coconut, brinjal, cucumber, greens, beans, pumpkin, drumstick, lady's finger, banana, mango, jackfruit, sapota, and so on. Raising cattle, goats, pigs, rabbits, fish or poultry is also a familiar and feasible activity of the people, especially in villages. While all these essential food productions are within our purview and capacity, the frequent price hikes of such products also indiscriminately affect our poor to the extent of sacrificing their minimum intake. Eventually, the poor of the district are feared to fall in line with the 25% of Asia's population yearning for one-time meal in the next 15 years, as cautioned by experts. Further, Kanyakumari district has been a cradle of native medicines and physicians. Our mountains and hills are treasure islands of herbs and plants with high medicinal values for curing various types of physical disorders and ailments. The district had claimed high reputation in producing medicines and soothing oils, which is fading away slowly due to overwhelming of allopathic hospitals and practitioners. Owing to negligence of the government and researchers, the poor one side lose the cost-effective traditional medicines and treatments, and the other find the sole available allopath beyond their reach. In the name of remedy, they are finally trapped by the multinational profit-oriented insurance companies. The prime reason behind all these is our cupidity and lack of foresight. Yes, our craze for cultivation of commercial crops and indiscriminate industrialization. The resulting overconcentration of constructions leads to indiscriminate destruction of agricultural lands. Besides, the new trend of consumer culture that influences our habits and attitudes heavily damages our real development. Slavery for centuries has already devastated our self-respect and esteem to the core. We are made to believe that native is inferior and foreign is superior. Ultimately, we have lost taste and interest in our own values and valuables. We do not realize the fact that food culture and consumption of the people is defined by nature region-wise according to the environment. We do not appreciate our traditional food items and habits, most of which are second to none for our healthy life. Though possible, we do not produce our food items locally and instead we prefer importing them from outside. We enjoy buying from the malls and picking from the showcases rather than plucking and collecting from our own backyard. As a result, our poor have landed up in the following three dangers: lack of food security, poor health status such as anemia, malnutrition, and vitamin deficiency, and uncertain livelihood options. With these in mind, a project is evolved with an objective to achieve self-reliance in basic food commodities and primary medicines, and thereby confront drastic shoot-up of price levels and cost of living of the rural poor. The two promising people's organizations, Palma Tholilalar Peravai and Palma SHG Federation, with all their potential, jointly take up this program for implementation in their respective areas and communities. As these two organizations function at district level presently, the entire district is hoped to witness a positive revolution of kitchen gardens over a period of time. Every household in the villages produces its own cooking items and medicine for minor ailments in the near future. Subsequently, their extra expenditure on food and medicine could be considerably reduced. Further, the excess of produces could be sold out as their income generation activity. Every household pumps out considerable amount of organic waste and water, which are rich manure for plants and healthy feed for poultry and cattle. A family with a little bit of interest can very easily produce fruits, vegetables, eggs, milk, or meat to fulfill its day-to-day requirements without any extra effort or investment. A garden, either in the backyard or on the terrace, can easily accommodate a variety of medicinal herbs which are strong preventive and curative agents for many common ailments. When this happens in every family, in every village, it is hoped that the explosive price hikes for food and medicine could be considerably managed and mitigated. Further, when all the household activities are pooled under one roof through an organized structure, it could be developed as a business enterprise to sell out the excess of produces and earn profit for improvement and expansion. Consumer-friendly marketing with diversification of quality products would turn out to be ideal means of sustainable livelihood. By implementing this project, concrete impact in the form of 10 visible and revolutionary changes in the lives of the villagers, especially the poor, is envisaged. They are: household waste management for hygienic living, beautiful garden and pets around to refresh the mind, cost-effective, nutritive, safe and tasty food items at our reach, basic health through organic, harmless native medicines, additional income generated by selling extra produces, preservation and manufacture of food products at larger level, production units of compost manure, husk cakes and earthworm, employment opportunity for rural educated youth, profit-oriented economic activity through social entrepreneurship, motivation to others by setting a model. Above all, this silent revolution registers its humble share in the noble crusade against carbon emission and global warming. Thank you.